let people know that we're on Bless Radio.
Yeah, maybe I come off and let other callers come
No,
on.
you still. We are jump off for. Want you?
I don't want to be selfish.
Hold on, just hold on. I have to introduce the show, because you get carried away and you don't introduce. So we're on Bless Radio, And if people want to phone in, the live link number is 07944431366. I repeat, 079 444-31366. So we have Sister Juice on the line, and she'll give me some reasoning. I won't say get some argument, but she'll give me some reasoning, and for the very first time I'm in some agreement with her, right? But we not kind of rest of the whole thing about with the football thing there still, see, but she's got a point still. Yeah. So, but come back to Brian Tracy, cause you can see that you listen to Brian Tracy, right? Why do you think Brian Tracy is so successful? What he does? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So respond to what we said to you.
Sorry. I was trying to put my phone. I'm concentrating on trying to put my phone on charge. Sorry.
Well,
I'm a bad listener. What was that?
The man said I have to be polite to you, So.
Isn't it after my Carlene? Please.
No, hold on. I just told to be polite to you. You know what I mean?
All right. So sorry, Brother Dougie. Repeat that, please.
No, we are talking about Brian Tracy. Why do you think Brian Tracy is very successful in what he does?
Because of what he says. He applies himself. He spends his 20% doing the 80% things that he should do. He applies himself. He's well studied, and he's also studied the ones that have come before him and done it already. He studied, the likes of what's his name, and I used to listen to a lot of him. What's his name?
Nightingale.
No.
Which one? No. Les Brown.
No. Les Brown is after. The older one.
Nightingale.
No, not Earl Nightingale. Next one.
Which one?
It will come to me.
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, yeah. Yeah. He listened to a lot of him, and I like Hill's reasoning as well. But I think it's just, he is where he is. I mean, his job is to be doing what he's doing, and that's why he's even more successful.
But something. You know something. I'm glad to see you raised that point there, because if you listen to Les Brown would tell you that he listened to a lot of recording by Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill. A lot of it come from Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill. All these, that's where all this come from. Because with me, I just listen to a lot of recordings by I just to be honest with you, I'm just like them junkards. Just love listening to information, right? Yeah, just love. But I tell the story about me, right? Right. What people don't understand, right? When I was about 18, 19, right? That's many years ago now, right? We used to listen to Black Londoners. I don't remember that program there.
No, I was a baby then. No.
Yeah, right. No, look here, right. Them time there was nothing on radio about talking about black people, right? And I used to literally record them show there. And know what the saddest thing to me now, right? I can't find none of recordings there. No, seriously, I used to record a lot of them shows there. And I could tell you some of the shows I used to listen to. And that's what helped me develop my conscience. At them time there, you never hear nothing about black people on the radio as such. And Black London and Alice Pascoe, right, had an impact on me. When I saw Alex a few years, we put an event and Alice was one of the speakers there. We're talking about in decline in the radio all right? And Alice Pascal was one of the speakers. And I said to Pascal, listen, right, you influenced me, right? I salute you. 'Cause I used to listen to you religiously every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Alice Pascal.
Okay.
Right? So, and I used to record some of them shows there. Right? So what I'm saying now, I'm one of them person, them time, anything was good, I used to record and listen, and that's how I developed my consciousness and my information by listening to the radio, and I used to get a lot of tapes from them. I was the first, well, I won't say the first person, but I used to get a lot of tapes from Farrakhan and Malcolm X and all kind of stuff, cassette tapes, and just, you know, let people listen to and all that stuff there. So that's how I developed really. So when you come them thing them, we just start them something there. Earl Nightingale, Les Brown, and all that. So I'm just used to listening to these information. Yeah. So when you said Brian Tracy, no, you said you know about Brian Tracy. I said, weird. Where's when I come from, no? You know what I mean? But you're right. You're right. It's all about really implying yourself. It's all about implying yourself, and as Les Brown says, for you to be successful, you have to prepare to do the things today that others not prepared to do. So tomorrow you have the things that others won't have. Yeah.
Most definitely.
You know. So let me ask you a question. What do you think is the future for? It's a vague question. What do you think is the future for black people? Just I'm thinking that into you.
I can't go there.
You can't go there.
That's too broad, man. It's too broad.
But for asking them kind of broad question there, you know.
All right. So what? Okay, be more specific.
All right. Then. We think it's the way forward. You know, for we as black people, with just generally speaking, you know, because all right then, it's a bold question when you think about it. No, right? The reason why I'm asking this question because there's quite a few events where there's African Liberation Day, right? Where the objective really, where we as African people, that's where we are on the planet. We need to come together as a family and look at the condition we face and see how we can move forward, right? Politically, economically, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Right, and that's taking place over the weekend. There's quite a few events happening, but one of the things I think we should be looking at personally, and I'm focused mostly around looking at our well-being. And the reason why I'm saying that because there are many of our people who under some serious health challenges. We look at things like prostate cancer, prostate. You know, one out of every 4 black men have prostate or prostate cancer, a serious challenge. I think the same for, you know, for black people, not black men, but people, black people, men and women, right? Definitely over their 40s have diabetes challenges. You know, so I'm putting a stab at there, but you know, and these are the kind of challenges we're facing, you know. So
health challenges.
Yeah, health challenges. Let's we have a healthy family, we'll have a healthy community, you know. And but health is again very broad because if we say how do we tackle this, you know, we got to take it from a holistic approach. You know, from the food we're eating. You know, we've got to change our mindset, you know, our thoughts, you know, our diet. You know, we've got to change everything, turn everything upside down. You know, because the reality is that, you know, we're under attack, you know. So let me get your spin on things, you know.
I think, for me, it, like you said, it's holistic. But first of all, for me to be able to say what's the way forward for our people, for the black
it's true. It's a bit of a vague question. I just thought I might just fling something after you.
I would say we need to ask ourselves what it is we want, because you know some people are chasing some people are chasing health, some people are chasing something else. So what is it the black community wants? My belief is that and I'm going to get shot for this, but my belief is we may never be what we think we could be. We may never be what we can be, simply because I have a belief in the higher power in the Father, and I have a belief in the Bible, and the Bible shows us that as a community, if we are to say we are the true Hebrew Israelites, the original Hebrews that were favoured once by the Almighty, He's proven that He will never make our nation of people be the kings and queens and the people that we were. So individually, what is it we want? I would ask everybody, if you were given a precious gift, would you look after the precious gift? How well would you look after it? If $1 million gift, what would you do? Or if somebody was given a Lamborghini, what's that? You have to have at least $2.5 grand in your bank account to get something like that. How would you treasure that? How would you look after it? And I would say, is that not the same as our precious life that has been given to us? And many of us are not looking after our lives in any way, form or shape. Precious. We're talking about the things, and that does come down to health, and it comes down to mental health, spiritual health, physical health, and well-being. So then there are factors there that we need to maintain and deal with before we step even outside of our bodies to go and talk about going to do business, this, that, and the other. We need to get ourselves right first.
Yes, true. You're right. I'm in agreement with you there. And one of the things, I've observed, and after some of the conversations with ones-on-ones, that mental health is on the increase, so to speak, and stress, people going depression, darkness, and I mean, obviously, you do need a certain amount of stress, right? But when it takes control of your life and everything, and obviously you can understand that when people lose their loved ones or they've lost their job and all things come on top, I mean, they're going to a certain place, I mean. But I mean, and you find that some people just missing, just going in a dark place, and so forth, and and that's why it's about really creating an environment at all times, I mean, nature plays a very important part in terms of your well-being. Going to the park, singing in the park, or just playing with nature, observing nature, talking, and all that stuff there. Because this place is a concrete jungle, and something I've nobody talked to.
I think one of the major things that we need to do is we don't have a 5 or 10 year plan. We don't have a plan enough for our young people. So the generation that's up now, 14, 15, we need to be empowering them to not go through what we're going through. So we need to teach them the things that you just spoke about, how to tap into, not in nature, because maybe at that age they wouldn't want to, but how to do health properly. We're really teaching our young people how to not get the sicknesses that are out there for them to get. Because, we're in 2018. By 2030, most of the young people under 30 would be getting the diseases that people getting at 45 now. So most of them are going to have diabetes, hypertension, this and the other. It's going to be a next generation of epidemic. So are we really educating our young people right about now on health, well-being, mental health? Because that's what we're seeing is the aspiration for many of the society right about now. So we need to invest in our future, and our future is the young people.
Absolutely.
They're not going to take it lightly, but once again, it's a community effort. They're not lightly, but if every household is practicing something, it's a start.
Okay then. Well, listen, you know, you've got a wealth, a bag of knowledge. We definitely want to rope you in because, you know, one of the things we'll be tackling, you know, is your thing about diabetes, prostate, you know, and we definitely want to you be part of that because you know we don't seem we know, you know, so I'm recruiting you as part of the team, man. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's major things we need to talk about. Diabetes, cancer, full stop, not just prostate cancer, arthritis, hypertension. Many of these conditions they don't have to be there, and I wouldn't say necessarily the cancer, but they're fairly straightforward to eliminate out of our lives. We just need to have that discipline and that, go back to Brian Tracy, spend 20% with 80% of the right things. We can eliminate these things but it just takes a bit of mindset change, like student effort.
Okay.
And knowledge. You have to be in knowledge to empower yourself to do things, and support. So,
true.
These things aren't hard to tackle.
It's true. Okay then. Well, listen. Stay on the line because, I want to hang up, but please lock in still because we have a brother called. You heard of Kaylee? Katie? Kaylee. Oh, no, I'm not pronouncing him name properly. No, Katie. He's gonna phone him. He's from the States, and he'll be talking about health.
Sure.
He was at the Parkview weekend just gone. So I'm gonna try and get hold of him for reasoning with us.
Sure.
So lock him on us still. See. So I'm gonna reason with you in a bit still. See.
All right then. Nice.
All right then. Best up yourself.
Bye bye.
Love, man. Yeah, that was a beautiful sister just reason with us.
As much as 500% coverage of any amount that they lend you.
Connect with my
they want to know the primary way you will repay the loan and how you will then repay the loan if the first source of repayment disappears completely. I've been approached by banks who even wanted me to put up 100% of the money that I wanted to borrow in the form of a fixed-term deposit with them. When I told them that this didn't make very much sense, that I would give them as much money as I wanted to borrow, they just shrugged their shoulders and told me that this was their basic requirement. The third factor that bankers look for is your character. Your reputation as a good and honest person who fulfills his or her commitments is a key factor in the banker's decision. Any testimonials or letters of recommendation that you have to show the bank can help your loan application. Guard your character carefully throughout your working life. And the final C stands for cosigner. This is someone else with better credit, collateral, and character than you can offer at the moment who will cosign for you. Many of the big success stories.
People are listening to this man Brian Tracy. Like I said, I'm going to start introduce Brian Tracy more, because he's got a lot of things to offer. Right. Very shortly, we'll be hearing from Katie, who's known as Conscious Rasta, and he's been in the country for the last nearly a week, I think. So, he done a workshop at the Parkview Academy. That was last week, Saturday. He was down Coronado this week, yeah. So he'll be reasoning with us very, very, very soon. Okay.
And then create a business plan for your life, for your own personal services corporation. Make a list of every single detail you can think of. In the future, as you think of additional things that you need to do, write them down on your list. Keep adding items to the list until the list is complete. This will invariably take some time, but once the list is complete, you will have created a springboard to success. Organize the items on your list by priority. Determine which of these items are more valuable and helpful and which are less. Then organize your list by sequence. Which of these items needs to be done first and which can be done later? Which of these items depends on your doing something else before you get to them? The very act of creating a written plan for your life and your work intensifies your desire for your goal. It deepens your belief that the goal is attainable. It motivates you at a subconscious level to do more and more of the things that will make it a reality. It actually changes the way you think about yourself and your life. A person with a goal and a plan will run circles around a person without one. The man or woman who knows exactly what he wants, writes it down, and makes a plan to accomplish it is a far stronger, more definite, and determined person than someone who is vague or unsure. Step number 8 is for you to take action on your plan. Action orientation is perhaps the most readily identifiable quality of highly successful people. It's absolutely amazing how many people actually reach the point of developing their goals and written plans, and then they procrastinate and find reasons not to take action. Do something every day that moves you toward your major goal. Keep the plate spinning. Develop what is called the momentum principle of success. The momentum principle says that it may take a tremendous amount of energy for you to
people always make excuses to stop them from where they want to go to. Always make excuses.
Enormous amount of energy for you to get back up and get going again. This is why all successful people are constantly moving. They are intensely action-oriented. They are moving targets. They are always doing something, small or large, that moves them in the direction of something that they want. Once you've determined your goals clearly, put your subconscious mind to work to reinforce the goal and intensify your belief that it is possible. Use your subconscious mind for acceleration and leverage by writing and rewriting your goals on a regular basis. Step number 9 is now for you to visualize your goals continually as if they were already a reality. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something that you vividly imagine and something that is really going on around you. When you vividly imagine your goal as already achieved, your subconscious accepts your visualization as a command and begins to attract into your life all the resources that you need to achieve the goal. Your subconscious mind makes your words and actions fit a pattern consistent with your clearly imagined goal. There are 4 keys to visualization. The first is frequency.
Greetings.
Okay then.
Brother Kitty.
Kitty, how you been?
Dougie. This is Harold. I'm just gonna.
Oh, Harold, how you been, Harold?
I'm fantastic. As Lesbian says, I'm better than good. I'm better than most.
Okay.
If I'm any better, I'll be twins.
All right. Well, first, Harold, we need to salute you for your hard work. You know, this time of night, you know, you should be just resting and cooling off now and such. But you know, you come like the Rambo. You know what I mean? When people come to test him just throwing him over the place, you know what I mean? As we come, we just keep moving because you are a man who just dip on a serious mission, and we have to call you Rambo, man. And Kaylee is the Terminator. You know what I mean? So when we have the Terminator and Rambo, I don't think anybody can test them. You know?
Double trouble.
Yeah, it's pair worries, man. You know, just keep going.
And as I say, worries in the dance.
It's worries, man. It's worries. You know. So, you know, that's what I want to say. You know,
Brother Kitty, you know what's keeping me up? You know, we're just finishing because earlier on we had some living superfood which Kitty is taught a sister Queen who's had it a twist and made it even more super. We had that earlier on, and we're eating that now, and it gives you energy.
What's that? The superfood.
The living superfood, which Kitty is mastered to a T. That's in the tell you about that. On a level of 1 to 11, when it comes to eating from junk food, some people say, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian. That comes up to number 5 or 7. There's 3 more levels.
Right.
When you go to living superfood, and it's live. Electric food you're eating, not dead food. And it gives you energy. Cause I'm normally I'm out cold, but now I'm full of energy.
You're full of energy.
I mean, since Kitty arrived, I touched base from Portugal. Friday morning, I got home at 3 o'clock, and Kitty got in at 10:30 at the airport at Gatwick. We picked him up, and it's been non-stop. Saturday we were at Parkview Academy. Sunday we were at the CSEP in Croydon. Tuesday, Wednesday, and today we've been doing pure consultations, and we ended up at 7 till 9 this evening with a presentation which you all missed, because I couldn't believe what I saw. Kitty put together a PowerPoint presentation which he showed me this morning. I'm like, what? So I rang a few people. I sent out the message to everybody because we mentioned that we're going to do it today.
Harold, just raise your voice up a little, because a bit low.
Is my voice low? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you raise your voice up a little bit?
Is that better?
Just slightly.
Sure, should I take it off speaker?
You on loudspeaker?
Yeah. Is that better?
That's slightly better. Go on.
Oh, I'll take it off loudspeaker then. So okay, so when Kid is talking, I want to hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Okay. So we've been constantly on the go, constantly on this 2 weeks tour. I mean, so we just finished. Kitty had a part of his new book, which is called Futurenomics. He talked about Wakanda time. Now, the delivery he delivered today, the PowerPoint presentation, was second to none. That PowerPoint presentation needs to be shown so people can see what he did. He broke it down fantastically. Tomorrow, we're going to be down at Safika in Broccoli, which Sister Jasanre's organic health shop is in Broccoli. We've got between 12 and 4 we're doing consultations, and again in the evening we'll be doing a seminar. Then on Saturday we've got a charity event. It's a charity fashion show dinner, and the proceeds goes to the school which CSEP got a school in Africa in Gambia. It's a charity fundraiser for the school in Gambia.
Okay.
That's on Saturday, 26th at the Hampton Hilton Hotel in Croydon. And then Sunday and Monday we will be at the Afro Hair and Beauty at the Business Design Centre. We've got a stall there, and plus we've got seminars on both days. We actually see the program on a Sunday. So we'll be at the seminar room at 5 o'clock, and then on Monday we'll be in the seminar room at 4 o'clock. So, and it's 10 till 6 both days. And the organisers, Kitty went down there yesterday, and just speaking to the organisers, he got them excited. So he's going to bring some food down to them, and they'll be more excited. So all I'm going to say to you, that's why I'm so excited what's going on. And with that stealing my man's thunder, I'm going to hand you over to the man you've been waiting for. None other. Ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than Mr. Chef Kitty Uwadu.
KD.
That's a happy African there, ain't he?
KD, yeah?
Hey, live and direct. Brother Dougie.
What up? KD, how do you pronounce your name properly? Because I've been, it's KD. How do you spell it? It's K-E-D-I, yeah?
K-E-I-D-I, and it's easy to remember. Let me make it easy for you.
Yeah.
You are at a contest, a game show. There are 4 doors, A, B, C, D. The man hands you one key. If you open the right door, you get me.
Well, say that again. Let people hear what you just said, this, sir.
You are in a contest, the TV game show.
Yeah.
There are 4 doors in front of you, A, B, C, D. You get one key. If you open the right door, you get me.
Well,
So I'm Key D.
KD. Well, listen. First, I'd like to introduce you to Bless Radio. It just happens that I'm here because my friend who hosts our show here is not able to be here today, so he did ask me. So, so I took the opportunity to invite you online, you know, and also I want to big up again Harold, who introduced you and talk quite, what's what I'm looking for, with so much respect and love, because he's always talking about you. I know he's put his full heart and soul in terms of making sure everything's running smoothly so you can have a smooth ride when they come here, you know. We have to big up Harold the Angel and his team, you know. But we have to salute you because, as I said, that I mean, you've been on the battlefield for so many years, right? So many years, you know. It's like when someone's queuing up for their school dinners, you know, and someone pushes in, you have to tell them to go to the back because it's a queue. You've queued up and you deserve what's in front of you right now, my brother. So, you know, don't forget, many people know about you, but you've been on the battlefield for a long time, and people know where there's in the 90s. This brother was very popular because, in fact, more underground because them time there was a lot of videos. Them video cassette was running over the place. That's how I get to hear about Katie through that. Them time was known as Conscious Rasta. See?
That's right. You got a good memory, man.
Yeah. Well, you had an impact. You know, you had an impact. You know, he's well known in Harlem and them places there. You know, so it'd be wise, my brother. You know what I mean? So people have a little background about you because you never just come on the scene. So, you know, there's a history behind you. You know, and so but give a little flavor, a little background about you and how you reached to this point now.
That's right. Well, I think I may have told the story the last time we talked about my father. He was an industrial chemist who raised his family out of the poverty of the South and moved us to the North, where he bought a big and built a big, beautiful home on a large land where we had orchards and we had a huge garden. We had a sporting field and all kind of things. It was a beautiful place to go up. And academically, I was blessed, and I was able to get through my schooling years in a position where there was quite a bit of self-esteem and respect accorded me because of good academic performance. When I left secondary school, instead of going on to college, which most people with my situation would have went directly to college, what I did do was I ended up finding myself working at a biological research laboratory just 1 year out of high school or secondary school. I worked there for about 4 years, and I had a very deep scientific inquiry while working in the laboratory. And I worked with cryogenics, liquid nitrogen at 320 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. So it was quite a challenging environment. But you know what? My mother was a singer.
Your mother was a singer?
My mother was a singer. And so always wanted to be a professional musician. In fact, music ran very deep. Between myself and 3 brothers, 3 of us became professional musicians, and the other one was a dancer. And so I left the laboratory, and I spent the next 30 years traveling around the country all over the United States. I traveled through Europe, the Caribbean, and all over the place, Western Hemisphere, playing music. I had a chance to play with many recording artists. In fact, most of my career was actually spent, well, about half of my years were spent playing reggae music. So I got a chance to meet and to perform and to work with artists like Burning Spear and Gregory Isaacs.
Oh, so you work with those. You work with those.
Yes, man. I work with top names like the Mighty Diamonds and Leroy Sibbles and even Ziggy Marley. Actually, I didn't work with Ziggy, but Ziggy Marley one night came out to our gig and sat in with my band because we were all close friends and things. So that was a wonderful, wonderful departure as well.
Okay.
I settled in Los Angeles as a record producer and recording artist. So for probably from the mid 1980s through the mid 1990s, I produced a series of about 25 record albums and recorded. I even had a top 40 hit at one time. One of my songs hit on the Spanish music charts. And so I came back to Europe as a recording artist and as a star somewhat, touring through Spain, France, and England at the time as well. So it's been a wonderful life. But the conscious Rasta was really birthed out of singing those songs of liberation, singing the songs of David Hines and Steel Pulse, Third World, and of course the greatest band in all time, if you ask me, Bob Marley and the
Bob Marley. So you did see Bob Marley?
I never got a chance to meet Bob Marley. He died in 1981. And it was really about 1983 that I came into reggae music as I had relocated to Southern California. I was traveling around the country. I had a chance to play with Ziggy Marley one time. That was a wonderful experience. I played with a lot of people that worked with Bob Marley, such as Earl Chenna Smith and a number of others I got a chance to hang out with and meet. And Peter Toss, similarly. Now, my roommate was Tony Chin from the Soul Syndicate, one of the foundation bands from Jamaica long way back, and they backed everybody. And that was really how I got to meet everybody, to play with U-Roy, Big U, Joe Higgs.
U-Roy's a legend.
U-Roy was one of the greatest musicians. The hippest cat I ever played with was Daddy U.
Listen to me, U-Roy is one of the legends. A lot of people don't know about this. U-Roy is a legend. In fact, I would say that as a boy, and I would say when I was about 13, right, U-Roy was one of the first man me listened to.
That's right.
U-Roy.
Daddy U was such a delightful person to work with. His personality absolutely sparkled. He had so much love for people, and people gave him that love right back. You know, we could go on talking all night about the joy of working with these people. Leroy Sibbles, the man who invented the pass the cutchy bass line. I got a chance to work with many of them. Pablo Moses was another one that I worked with. So it was a wonderful time. I played with some of the top calypsonians in the world for a time. I was a calypsonian for a number of years. I played keyboards and I played guitar and I sang. I was a lead singer.
But I don't want to cut you, but you know that Farrakhan started as a calypso
oh yeah,
singer?
Calypso Gene they called him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Music, let me tell you, music is art. Art is culture. And so when we understand that music is art is culture, culture is life. It's our identity as individuals and as a collective. We can see how a personality came upon me from the music. This one is the conscious Rasta. I really attribute that to singing these songs of liberation and freedom so much that I came to believe not only in the lyrics but in the actions that would make these concepts real in the world. And as you've seen the body of work that I've produced since this writing personality, the conscious Rasta, came out, that was my nom de plume, the name I wrote under. I've now strive to do all I can, Brother Dougie, to make this real in the world. We don't just talk about concepts of Pan-Africanism and liberation and freedom struggles in working for the better of our children and working with Ghana and Kenya and Cameroon and Rwanda and Zimbabwe. Brother, that's what I do now. It's a beautiful life. It's a truly beautiful life. life to live these songs of freedom.
Right. Well, you see, boy, we could talk to you all day and all night because you have a wealth of information and knowledge. And it's something I said to you the other day that, we salute you every single time. But I want to talk about your book then, because you have a book called The Super Green, yeah?
Well, I have a series of 6 books. The series is called Living Superfood.
Living Superfood, yes.
That's right. Food is nature's most perfect medicine. And medicine has never tasted like this before. So, as a culinary artist, an award-winning, quote-unquote, celebrity chef, I have 2 recipes books. But as a scientist, I have 2 science books on the science of superfood nutrition and disease reversal, disease prevention. And now I've just completed my 2nd book of inspiring people to live this lifestyle. My newest book just came out last week, entitled Living Super in Paradise.
Living in Super in Paradise. What?
Yeah, Living Super in Paradise is actually the name of an annual retreat. We go to Jamaica 1 month from today. I will I'll actually be in Jamaica as we'll be completing our 2nd Jamaica retreat, Living Super in Paradise. And we take a class to Jamaica. We stay in the Portland area for a week, and then the Blue Mountains will be the last couple days of our trip. We actually climbed Blue Mountain, the highest peak in Jamaica last year.
Climbed the Blue Mountain.
That's right. Have you done that before, my brother?
Funny enough, right? I was going to do that, but the people I was going with at the time, they kind of chicken out, so to speak,
Yeah.
So, and I think I can understand why, because the weather wasn't. They predicted the weather was going to be very windy, and they wouldn't want to chance it. So.
Man, I climbed that mountain in February. It was 46 degrees and it rained for 9 hours. It was the hardest thing I ever did.
Oh, God.
9 hours, and I was wearing blue jeans. Nobody told me to wear mountain climbing gear. We didn't have the right shoes on. But I made it. I was the elder of the trip. At age 62, I made it all the way to the top of the mountain. And I will assure you, though, that was the hardest thing I think I ever did in my life.
Boy. So, but I want to come back to the whole thing about health now, because, and the reason why I want to talk about health, and I did touch on it the other day with you as well, that when we start to examine, right, we start looking at things like the prostate, and one of the things it's been said that 1 out of every 4 black men have prostate, either prostate cancer or that's prostate enlargement and etc. See, and also when we start to look at diabetes, because many other people have chance with diabetes, even young people, I begin to, in their 20s, 30s, have been obese with diabetes, etc. See? So what I'm trying to say is that, when it comes to health, right, I'm not talking about just prostate and diabetes, I'm talking about cancer itself, I'm talking about young people, are dying, right? And
that's
what it comes down to is our lifestyle, our diet, and we can go on and on. But I want your spin on what I just said there, and yeah.
The human body is the most remarkable machine we can imagine. It is a machine. In fact, it's the 2nd most amazing machine that we know of. The most amazing machine that we know of is Mother Earth herself. The human body is capable of repairing itself. It consists of 15 interrelated systems, like the cardiovascular system, the pulmonary system, our lungs, our nervous system, our endocrine system, our hormones, our digestive system, eliminative system. We have 15 interrelated systems of the body. As we live within nature's perfect order, our body reflects perfect order as well. The more that we deviate away from the way that Mother Nature designed it to be, if we deviate the way the food was designed, if we deviate from the air, the water, the sleep, the rest, the exercise, the more we deviate from the way that nature designed all of this, the more we will then suffer the consequences of acute, meaning fast-acting, short-lived illness, or worse yet, chronic illness, which is slow to come on us and lasts a long time. Now, you mentioned a few of the disorders that have become, unfortunately, all too common, such as prostate disease in men, reproductive diseases and breast cancer in women, fibroids, and a number of other things. Overweight, obesity has become epidemic in the United States among black women and Native American women. They have the highest rates of overweight obesity, 80%. And obesity opens the door to a lot of chronic diseases. The system, Brother Dougie, that I have designed, Living Superfood, is intended to, 1, prevent disease in the first place. 2, if you have not been careful and you've managed to be diagnosed with one of these chronic diseases, Living Superfood in most cases can reverse it. Yes, the body heals itself. I never ever say I cure people. I just say I help you get your body back in position to cure itself, because that's the way nature designed it to be.
Okay then. But let me just, when we're talking about Living Superfood, we're talking about I use the word raw food, live food. Is that what we're talking about? Because people are listening right now, and the man up quite grasp when you say Living Superfood. But we're talking about live food or raw food.
Raw food is a great improvement over vegan. Vegan is a great improvement over vegetarian. Vegetarian is a great improvement over the standard diet, what we in America call the standard American diet, SAD, the SAD diet, or a modification. Someone may say, well, I don't eat pork, but otherwise eat everything else that Americans eat. And of course, the worst of the junk food and the fast food eaters. So when we move up a hierarchy, in my book, Living Superfood Research, I talk about this hierarchy of how people eat. From the worst, the junk food, to fast food, to standard, to a modified standard. Then you start to make corrections and start to become a conscious eater.
I see what you're saying now.
And then once you start conscious eating, you go from vegetarian to vegan to 80-20 vegan, where 80% is raw and only 20% cooked, to raw. But above raw, we found out there's 4 more levels.
Seriously?
And that's where my food now takes you. So once you go above vegan to 80-20 vegan, now you're raw. Then we start introducing living food, which better than just uncooked, living food has the vital life force still in it. We do sprouting. We pick foods when they're absolutely fresh and get them on the table within an hour or so. I actually, when I'm working in my garden, and yes, I do grow as much of my food as I possibly can, I will work in the garden and just grab that garden hose, pick a leaf or 2 or 3 off of my greens, and eat them on the spot. And Brother Dougie, it gives me as much energy as if I just sat down to a full dinner. That's living food. And then we add superfoods, which are the class of foods that have the densest nutrients in the most bioavailable process. So with superfoods, we're talking about dark colored berries. Chocolate is a superfood, especially dark chocolate. Coconut is a superfood. Coconut's just loaded. Wild honey is a superfood. Goji berries, acai berries. You know, many of the superfoods that are available are from the same part of the planet that we're from, the equator, where the sun is dense in the sky, puts a lot more energy in the plants, and the plants give us that energy as life.
But you know something, right? I'm glad to see you brought that down to me, because I just made the assumption that raw food and live food are the same, but you said there's a difference, because live food is told, it's like you're going through phases. Like I said, you go through the vegetarian, then you're vegan, then you have the raw food, right? Then you have the live food, and then you have the soup of life. You know, so I like the way you brought that down. I made the assumption that the raw food and the live food was just one, but it's different kind of stages. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And the more we are in tuned and aware of this, the higher we raise our frequency, our vibration, and the food gives us more energy. You know, we're a melanated people. We have dark hue in our skin, in the epidural layer of our skin, and this captures the sun's ultraviolet B rays, where the sun is high up in the sky and not filtered by the atmosphere. It's coming down intense on our skin. Hence we develop the melanin in our skin to not just absorb those sun rays, but melanin actually converts sun to other forms of energy the same way that plants do it with chlorophyll in the process called photosynthesis, where they capture the sun's energy and convert it to something else. Well, now that we know that, doesn't it seem logical, Brother Dougie, that our food would follow that same relationship to the intensity of the sun?
Yes. But let me just ask a question about the whole thing about fasting, because me and you had a conversation, and I was quite interested in how you brought this down to me about fasting, because one of the things, you know, because I fast, but I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest with you. I fast for 3 or 4 days, but I was just running up and down the place, and I didn't know what I was doing, you know. But what is the benefit of fasting? Because I can talk about my experience, but again, I wasn't doing it properly. I know it gives you clarity, but what's the benefit of fasting, especially fasting properly? What's the benefit? And should we fast on a regular basis? Or, I just want to get your perspective on the whole thing about fasting.
First of all, if we're talking about healing ourselves from an illness or a disorder, fasting is the fastest known way to fix the body, to heal the body. The best fast of them all, the fastest, called water fasting. And if you think about when a person gets something like the flu, an acute illness that just really upsets the stomach, they don't want to eat anything. In fact, if they do eat, many times it'll come right back up. But they just want water, and they need water, lots of water and rest, and then the body heals itself the fastest. And there's laws and principles of why this is so reliable. Now, if we're talking about not necessarily healing the body, but cleansing the body, well, then the detox fast becomes critically necessary. Most people, Brother Dougie, do not detox fast. For 16 years, I do 4 of them a year. The first day of spring, first day of summer, first day of autumn, the first day of winter. I take 28 days, a full lunar cycle. So we're talking about the 4 crossings of the sun. That's synchronized to the sun. And I fast for a full 28 days. That's synchronized to the moon. Just like the ancient priests in ancient Egypt did. That's the exact same ritual that I do. And by doing this every 90 days, taking 28 days to clean my body on 9 different levels of cleaning, what I find is the ultimate disease resistance, and it actually at a certain point begins to reverse the aging process. My brother, I am honest when I say, at age 62, I'll be 63 in a few months, and I always consider the year in our mother's womb to be here as well.
Well,
I am younger than I was in my early 40s, and physiologically now, and insofar as my body's performance, I feel like I'm approaching 30 years old again, getting younger.
You'd have to prove that to me, because me see you in food floor already. You look more youthful than most of us out there, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of envy of you, man, because you look very youthful and you have that bubbly bounce about you, you know? And in fact, you were saying that you do over 100 and so much press-ups, you know what I mean?
I try and do them every day, a minimum of 100 in one set. That's fairly easy for me to do nowadays. Many days I'll try and see, well, let me see how far I can push up beyond 100. Most days I can go between anywhere from 105 to my all-time high, which I hit just a couple of months ago, 131.
131. Whoa.
That was a good day too. That was a beautiful day.
Boy. So tell me something, in terms of what's been happening with you now, 'cause I know you're doing some consultation and some workshops and so forth, right? I mean, if people want to do contact you on consultation, how does that work? Do they
Well, they could do it via the website is a good way to do it. And that website is livingsuperfood.com. No S, livingsuperfood.com. We'll take you right there, and they can just contact me. We can do the consultation via telephone or Skype. I can do it in person. Now, while I'm here in London, I'll be here for about another 4 days. I'm taking one-on-one consultations, not just in health, but I'm also doing business consultations for people who want to expand their business so that you have a multinational business. You know, as much money as I make in the United States, I amplify my income quite significantly by operating in the Caribbean, in Europe, and in Africa as well. And I'm trying to show other people that if you want to be successful in business, you must operate globally. That's the new paradigm shift. So we're doing the one-on-one consultations. Tomorrow will be all day at Safika, which is a health food store, wholesome, healthy store. It's a wonderful place. I'll be speaking there tomorrow night, combining a kind of a combination discussion of the health, but also focusing on what I think is one of the most exciting workshops I've ever done, and that is bridging the Black Panther movie, Afrofuturism, and Futurenomics, my new book, and showing our people that what you saw in that movie Black Panther, I'm going to show you point by point by point by point. There's a total of, I think, about 50 points, over 50 points I will show you in that movie that are actually real and are going to be becoming more and more real for the next 35 years. Wakanda time is a beautiful idea. It's about 35 years in the future. And now that we know that, we're tasked with building a proper pathway to get from where we are to where that movie showed us we want to be. I'm presuming, my brother, you got a chance to see that movie Black Panther.
Okay then. In terms of your books, how can people get all your books then? Where can they get
if
your
people
books?
are listening tonight, they can actually, if they want to get the ebooks, they can find me at Amazon.com. But I prefer to have a one-on-one relationship with you. So I want them to go to my livingsuperfood.com website. And if they want my other books, because I write on so many subjects, and I generally will put out a website for all my new books.
Because
they
you
can
have
find many.
34 books you have out in it.
34 books out now.
34 books.
I'm proud of that. That's taken a lot of work. I've had 2 books come out so far in the first 5 months of the year, plus a major update of a book I put out a few years ago. I updated it very significantly and put it out again this year. So it's been a good year, my brother. It has been a great year.
Okay, then. No, what I want to ask you here is that, I mean, there's people they're listening right now and they might be going through some health challenges, you know what I mean? And they're a bit, I'll use the word, say they're shy, they're just a bit confused, and, you know, they just have no direction, so to speak, right? What advice would you give to those out there? And, you know, you have some men out there might have some prostate challenges.
Well, let's start with that.
Diabetes. Or
can
whatever.
We start with, let's take one at a time. I want you to just take just 2 of these. Prostate.
Yeah.
I want everyone to write this down, this name, and the name of this book. The man who wrote the book is the man who discovered prostate-specific antigen, the PSA, from which the test is made. His name is Dr. Richard Ablin, A-B-L-I-N.
Spell that again.
Dr. Richard, A-B-L-I-N. He has a book out that I insist people must read it. If you can't read the book, at least go search the book out and verify that I'm telling you the truth. The book is called The Great Prostate Hoax. And he, the man who developed this process called PSA, said he will never take a PSA test. He will never advise anyone do it. And in fact, he says that the medical industry has taken his science and distorted it so bad that they've created a massive epidemic where an epidemic didn't even need to be created. I myself have said this for 25 years. I will never take a PSA test. I think that for the most part, the prostate cancer industry, like the rest of the cancer industry, is creating a massive fraud. Yes, I did say that. And I will back that up with the evidence if anyone asks me to back up with the evidence. And that the PSA test is a bad piece of technology. It's from a class of tests that are called ELISAs, which stands for enzyme-linked immunosorbent assays. And these ELISAs are just bad technology. That's the same test they use for HIV, ELISA testing, and it's bad technology there too. So I know that is very dramatic. If men are dealing with hyperplasia, which is swollen prostate, and they're dealing with all these conditions, which could include prostate cancer, but still you need to understand what Dr. Richard Ablin has to say about that.
Yeah.
The first question I ever asked to someone who presents to me they have a prostate problem, the first question I ever asked them is, do you consume dairy? And guess what the answer always is? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And dairy is so loaded with female hormones and with toxins from the fat in the animal and antibiotics. And even you can even have parasites in the dairy as well. But mostly it's the estrogenic female hormones that cause this swelling. It causes not only swelling of the prostate and all kind of reproductive diseases, but these female hormones found in dairy products make cancer tumors grow faster. And the same is true with women with endometriosis, fibroid tumors, breast cancers. I ask them the same first question. Do you consume dairy? There's another book out that confirms the dairy connection to cancer. And it's a book called The China Study by T. Colin Campbell. And this is the largest study on nutrition and disease that's ever been published, the China Study. And in the study, they verify that humans who are consuming dairy, which is kind of bizarre anyways, what other animal continues to consume dairy and milk after it weans? What other animal other than humans consumes the milk of another species? So, consuming milk and consuming dairy is a real bizarre, anti-nature practice in the first place. And I know this sounds very radical to some people because we grew up being told milk is nature's perfect food. Milk makes a body protein, good, and all that. Those are their lies.
Yeah, yes, one big myth.
These were not only mythology, but they have been hurting people on a massive scale. And now you mentioned about diabetes. America, diabetes is a terrible, terrible problem.
Yeah.
Especially among our people. And Americans, as far as I know, and I bet you it's going to be very close for the people of UK, because these cultures very closely mirror each other.
Yeah.
They eat more sugar than has ever been eaten in history. And the sugar is pro-inflammatory. And inflammation knocks out your body parts. So all of the sugar is knocking out the glandular response to sugar. So it's a kind of a feedback loop. Once you're getting so much sugar, it knocks out your response to sugar. Then the problem compounds itself. And we have all of these metabolic disorders like high blood pressure and clogged arteries and abdominal obesity, big belly syndrome, overweight obesity. We have and diabetes, hyperglycemia. And what happens is when you get these metabolic disorders, they kind of feed each other until they knock out the kidneys. You have progressive nephropathy, loss of kidney function. And people are losing their limbs because the blood can no longer circulate through our arms and our legs properly. So they're losing their legs being cut off because of diabetes. We don't have to live like this, Brother Dougie. We do not have to live like this.
Yeah. Well, you see, the biggest killer right about now, is sugar, the carbs. You know, because what sugar does is like a burglar. It robs all the nutrients from the body. You know,
that's right.
And it took me a little while to understand that. But sugar is a killer, and the carbs we're eating, and you know, put it this way, everything we're doing, we need to examine, turn it on its head. You know,
that's right.
We need to turn on its head. You need to turn its head. But I was gonna ask you that when we look at the old system, the old thing about the pharmaceutical company, the whole thing about cancer, you know, it is one big hustle. You know,
that's right.
I remember Dr. Africa said something very profound, right? At them time I was quite new to a lot of these things was being said, and he said that if you're stupid and ignorant, there'll always be a business. And he said that intelligence rules the world, right? And when he said that, Dr. Keeley, everything started to click. You know what I mean? I started to work out all the pharmaceutical company we operate is a business. The doctor is you know, when you go to them, is a business. And I started questioning this thing about cancer research, because I said to myself, how comes every year they're talking about this cancer research? We're getting closer to the cure for cancer. And I couldn't work it. And for the last 15, 20 years, it's like if I'm a football coach, right? And I am coaching this particular team, and I'm not getting results. Forget me, a sentimental about me. You're gonna sack me because I'm supposed to get results. So why is it these people not getting sacked? Because not getting results. You see my. Then I start to realize this is just one big hustle. You know what I mean? So I like the way you was able to explain certain things to us, that, you know, we're being hustled out all the single time. But because we're so ignorant, and what ignorance means, ignoring facts. It's like someone said to me the other day, yesterday in fact, said that, Dougie, why do you want to walk around in darkness, stumble about the place, when there's a switch just there, just turn the damn light, you know, and you just wake yourself up, you know? And I just bring that to, because what you've done, you've kind of pointed us to the direction for us to turn the light on so we're not in darkness, because, you know, we've been bamboozled of open nonsense, you know? So I just want to bring it to the reasoning, see, because this cancer thing, you know, and cancer research and pharmaceutical company, everything, you know, I want people to listen, right, is one big hustle. And you probably heard it before, we want to make it quite clear. It is a hustle. In fact, and Doc Kiddo can correct me that there's been people who's challenged the system. Because they changed the system come down upon them and in fact put them in prison on them thing because they know that they don't want people take money out of their pocket. See? So yeah, cause I know that and also if you look at people like Dr. Sabi, right? And you probably know more that because he's helping many of our people, the system find a way to try to close him down, and not only him, but many people, even yourself. You know what I mean? So we have to understand. This is a war on health, so to speak. Yeah.
So very true, and I like the way you put it. It is an eloquent dialogue that you just shared, and our people are knowing this. Our key, Brother Dougie, we've got to get them to action.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking, oh, yes, I know that. Oh, yes, I know that. But your behavior is contradictory to the fact that you say you know this, you have an awareness of this. Why is your behavior then sustaining the ill behavior? To seeing this ill condition that you're in. So we're going to have to do better. And we're doing the best we can. That's why I'm writing the books. That's why I'm traveling around the world. That's why I'm doing one-on-one consultations. And we're doing everything we can. I have lots of videos up on YouTube for people. I love it when you buy the books. But if you can't afford to buy the books, you still have to be healthy. You still have to keep your children healthy and keep your children out of this matrix of the medical, pharmaceutical drug cartels. And
Absolutely.
so, my brother, with your help and there's people out there listening who are willing to help us, we can create a new day, a paradigm shift, and we can rescue our people. I'm reminded of the great Harriet Tubman, the liberator who freed so many people from slavery. She said, I would have freed many, many more if they'd only realized that they were slaves.
Would. Your YouTube, what's your YouTube account? I just keep people going to look on your YouTube. What is your YouTube account?
Well, they're just going to go to YouTube, use the search engine, and I'll spell my name out. Keidi, Keidi, and the last name, Awadu, Awadu. So you'll see my website, Keidi Awadu. Do subscribe, because I'm pushing out a brand new, when I'm in my office, in my studio, I'm pushing out a brand new YouTube video every day. I have well over 500 now. And we're doing the best we can to let the people know we are the People's Academy. And we're here to serve the people. People power means we serve each other up with the best information we possibly can.
And your internet radio station, let people know about that, please.
All right. I am at libradio.com. That stands for Living
So what
in
days
Black.
you come on?
Oh, I'm on what's on all the time right now. But I go live Sunday through Friday from 5 p.m. GMT. So 5 p.m. right here in London, you tune into LIB Radio, and we will be live and direct. I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, and welcome to another round of Culturally Conscious Communications here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and Living in
And
Black.
people can phone in if they, yeah?
Oh, yeah, we love the phone calls. That's the best part of the show, man.
Okay,
you know
then.
that.
I must try and I want to phone in and at least big you up still. But what I'm going to say to you now, right? What is the future holds for you personally? Where would you... future holds for you.
I'm sorry, please repeat.
What is the future holds for you personally? Where do you...
Okay. Yeah, this is a very busy time of expansion, building my company out internationally. We'll have a number of trips coming up in the near future to places like, we'll have a trip scheduled to Southern Africa next year, to where we say the real Wakanda time is in the Quadri Points region, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, Namibia. Continuing our travels every year with the group Africa for the Africans.org. We'll be going to Ethiopia and Tanzania later this fall, as well as Ghana, Benin, and Togo, regularly making that West African trip. I'm building my business out, and I'm planning on getting several of my dishes into the supermarket chains in the next year or so. I am a celebrity chef. I'm chefing for a few high-profile clients, and, you know, I get a chance to travel around with them. There will be 2 to 4 new books coming out in the next year. And so that's enough to keep a brother busy for a minute. Oh, and then around the beginning of July, I will have a daily cooking show coming up.
Okay.
And I'm really excited about my daily cooking show. My daughter will be joining me. She's a new vegetarian chef, and she has got skills.
Okay, then. All right. Okay, then. It just come to mind. You know, Dr. Harris?
Latham, he's the godfather of raw food.
Yeah. I was fortunate to meet him when he came here. It was sometime, that's right, last year. And I always hear about him, you know. Always hear about him. And when he was here, I went and saw him. I done an interview with him as well. And I was so impressed. He just reminded me, you and him got a similar kind of temper, just lively and jollyful and, yeah, very passionate, you know what I mean? You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Dr. Aris Latham has all of our respect.
Yeah.
He's the godfather. He's a beautiful example of what this living food, sun-fired food, he calls it, will do for you to keep you healthy. He is probably the healthiest 70-year-old man one would ever meet. He's just an incredible man, so balanced, so humble, and so incredibly creative and talented.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to ask you one final question. I don't want to keep you up, you know, but, you know, this is just music to the ears because you're a living legend. But we can't leave you without asking you about Dr. Sebi because you was very close to him. You know, he influenced yourself and many other people, you know. And people listening and people not aware that this brother knows Sebi personally. So the question I'm going to ask you, what Dr. Sebi like? Was he a militant person, upset person? Was he like? We just want to have a flavor about Sebi.
Sebi was a beautifully complex man. He was, no doubt, one of the smartest people you will ever meet. Just really brilliant man. And I liked Sebi a lot. He liked me a lot, too, because we spent some time together. Now, Dr. Sebi was tough now. He was tough. If you're out here in the healing area and you're putting out some stuff that he didn't think was necessarily as truthful as it needed to be, Dr. Sebi would tell you about it and not really hide his words. I was very fortunate that he always liked what I did. And so we got along really wonderful. But I heard him go off on some people and really kind of hurt their feelings a few times. But he wasn't an unkind man at all. He was a kind man. And I appreciate that about Dr. Sebi. When Dr. Sebi passed, a lot of people rushed out to YouTube to get their videos out with their conspiracy theories as fast as they can. The overwhelming majority of them were wrong. And Dr. Sebi's son, Abdul, and myself, we had a great conversation within a few days of his death, and then we both vowed to kind of go out here and correct this misinformation that was being spread about Dr. Sebi. So Dr. Sebi was just a dynamic man. He did die before his time. There's a few details about that. If someone goes on YouTube and looks for my testimony about Dr. Sebi's death, I think they will find it useful and helpful. But Dr. Sebi left a big void. And into that big void, a lot of very competent people can step in now and tell the world, show the world how we were inspired by this great and visionary man. Dr. Sebi's system and my system were very close. They were parallel. Now, we didn't agree on everything. We disagreed on a few things, and both of us could, explain our disagreement without becoming vexed with each other and entering a space where the love wasn't the predominant feeling between us. But I have the highest respect for Dr. Sebi. I saw his magic again and again and again, and I can assure people Dr. Sebi was the real deal.
Okay, then. So do you work with other like health practitioners? I mean, what comes to mind straight away is obviously people like Dr. Layla Africa and Queen Afua, and yeah, I mean, do you work or do you lot come together ever so often and put on?
Whenever we possibly can, we always collaborate with one another, just like so many in other professions, the music industry or in broadcast. We see each other. We recognize the power and the talent, the skills, and the discipline that we all bring to healing the community. So you just mentioned two of the most dear people in my life. Dr. Layla Africa, I've known him for many years. He's used to stay at my home. That man walked into my recording studio one time and said, do you mind if I play your piano? He played the best two-handed jazz music. I said, Doc, I didn't know you could do that. And
I understand, because I've interviewed him quite in fact, he's got impact on me and many other people. Like I said, right. We love him.
And Queen Afua, you mentioned her. She's the empress.
Yeah,
She is royal family to us. She is as beautiful a spirit that the Creator ever blew breath into anyone I've ever known. And I am proud of the fact that when Queen Afua comes to town, she usually won't eat anybody's food, but she eats Chef Kitty's food, and what an honor it is to feed a royal family like that. There's Dr. Paul Goss. Phil Valentine and I have been friends for many years. A young sister, she's in Belize. She's one of the most talented live food chefs I've ever met, India Camille. There's another sister, Babette. She is timeless. She is ageless. Her body is so beautiful, and she's a senior citizen. Another one in Chicago is, why did I think of her name? And I can't think of her name, but she's a spectacular chef. She owns a couple of restaurants, Karen Calabrese. And Karen Calabrese is timeless. I know she's in her mid-60s, and she still takes her bathing suit, her bikini photograph every year on her birthday. And then just today, for the first time in my life, I got to speak with Annette Larkin, the timeless woman. Anyone who looks her name up on YouTube, Annette Larkin, you will see the youngest senior citizen in the world. These people are now my friends, my peers, my acquaintances. What an honor it is to be surrounded by people like that.
I just want to say that Dick Gregory because I know Dick Gregory through the when he had a book many years ago.
That's right.
The book. And in it, he was talking about how he fasted for about 40 days. And I said, I don't think any human being can fast so long. But it's true, Dick, I get to understand a little bit about health, Cause I know Dick through the health thing. And I didn't know he was after a few years, I get to understand he was a comedian, you know what I mean?
That's right.
One of the first comedians out there. But his knowledge of information, was just phenomenal. He just tell us it is. I mean, did you work with Dick Gregory? Did you met Dick Gregory? And
I got a chance to meet Dick Gregory maybe about 6 or 7 times over the years.
Right.
Dick Gregory, brilliant man, a lovable and loving man. He had a sense of humor that would rock your world. In fact, sometimes Dick wouldn't tell you he's telling jokes. He would just tell you stuff, and you'd have to figure out at one point, this man's messing with me. He was that funny. Dick Gregory, what a blessed spirit. He has, of course, risen into the realm of the great ancestors now. Dick Gregory once asked a friend of mine, one of the Mooney twins, the comedian brothers, identical twins. He saw my books. He said, hey, who's writing this stuff? And he said, oh, that's Brother Keaty. And he said, man, this guy is just a genius. Look at his work. And he went on and on talking about how we got to embrace this brother, this genius, is that. And I made my friend Daryl tell that story a couple of times when I had him on the radio station so I could get a recording of it. But Dick Gregory had a great admiration and respect for the books that I was writing, the Conscious Rasta reports. And Dick Gregory was, for many of us, the godfather. He was the great-grandfather, the great Baba, our elder. And so praise be his eternal name. Thank you for mentioning the names of these great people. You remind me who we are.
Because let me say that Late Africa told me that when Dick Gregory comes to the classes where he's held in I think probably Brooklyn or whatever, and he says that he wants to kick him out, but because of his Late Africa's wife said that no, make him stay, because he's always clowning around and making people laugh. You know what I mean, right?
That's right.
Yeah, he just makes people laugh. And Dick later wants to put him out the class and whatever. You know, but his wife said to him, no, you can't do that. You know what I mean?
Dr. Africa has quite a sense of humor, too.
Yeah,
he has a very dry sense of humor.
Very dry sense of humor.
Dr. Africa will make you laugh and laugh and laugh.
Yeah. But the thing with Dr. Africa, I mean, people understand that he's a very, he's a quiet person, very shy. He's not really a outgoing person, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
He's a person who likes to just stay in and read his books and does his writing and stuff, you know. But what I said about
he doesn't waste a lot of words. You're right.
Yeah, he is, when he cracks you up, he just cracks you up. He's got a humor about him. It just makes you laugh, you know what I mean. But I mean, but anyway, listen, right? The people listening right now, I guarantee life will never be the same again, because we have Keely on the line there, but we're going to put the pin in because we don't want to exhaust the man out, you know what I mean? Because he have a heavy schedule in the early part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Keely, we want to show love to you, right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother, for this invitation. And believe it or not, in just about 2 minutes, I'm going to be linking up with my class. I teach a class online called Rejuvenation Movement.
Oh, so you're going to do another class now?
I'm going to do a class because in the States, normally it would be 6 o'clock in the evening. So I've got the East Coast people where it's 9 o'clock. And the West Coast people were 6 o'clock, and it's 2 a.m. here in the UK. But I can't let my class down.
Okay. That's just, see what I mean? No man have to do a class, no, have to done an interview with us, no. Where most of us know should be resting up. All right, then. So, right. Keely, I want to get yourself prepared for the class. And again, you know, we'll be speaking very soon, definitely before you leave our town. I'd like to see you physically and embrace you again.
And if you don't mind, I can put Harold on for the next
couple of minutes. Put Harold back on,
tell everyone how they can find us. And if anyone wants to have a one-on-one with me while I'm here, we still have 2 more days available.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Dougie, for all you do. The highest respect, maximum respect to you, Lion.
Yes, sir. Give thanks again to the Most High, Rastafari, and the power of the eye. Love.
Selassie, Rastafari. Peace,
yes,
my brother.
Give thanks.
Dougie.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, say the master teacher just but the reason kind of sweet still, you know, because me and him just go back in some reasoning and so forth, you know. And when we start talking about Queen of Four, Dr. Africa, who was one of my teachers, who was the kings of kings, the laws of laws, the conquering line of Judah. As well as Keely, it's one of the kings of kings, the laws of laws, the conquering line of Judah. We have some serious teachers about the place. So, we no wonder, I can see why you push up for your chest about the place still, you know what I mean?
Well, all I can say is I bless every minute, every moment I've been around this gentleman here. He's a powerhouse. The powerhouse.
See.
Everywhere he goes, he commands respect, and just people just follow him. And that's a good example to follow, you know?
Absolutely. But listen, before you start talking about information, you know the CCP, right? Is he called CCP?
CSEP.
CSPP, yeah?
CSEP, Croydon Supplementary Education Project.
Or let people know about that, because I've been hearing a little bit about it, but I don't know much about it. See, so I haven't been down. Been down, and I'm looking to come down and see what it's like.
Okay.
What take place there?
At the Supplementary Education Project, it's actually a centre, it's a school.
It's a centre.
We do after school there. We do Black History there. The school during the daytime. They do sewing, African dressmaking, and there's classes. And there's all you can hire to do meetings as well. And after 3:30, when all the kids go home, we can do different classes. You know, it's a great hub, great centre. We did a great show on Sunday. We had about 30 businesses in there, and plus it was a lovely day. We had it outside as well. Everyone's crying to do it again. So to the 15th of July, we'll be back there again with another emporium because it's a beautiful centre. So yeah. So we got this tomorrow. Kiddies at the Sapinka, as I mentioned before, health centre from 12 till 4, then 6 to 8. And then on Saturday, it'll be at the charity show that's from, what's that from 6 till 12. And he's sponsoring that event as well. And on Sunday and Monday, we're going to be at the Afro Hair Beauty Show. Just to let you know, that event is going to be busy with people from all over, so we want to position ourselves nicely there. Plus, we've got a seminar there both days as well. So please come out. Have a great weekend with it, and just basically look at what Kiddy's going to be doing, because he is changing lives, living superfoods. Kiddy is changing lives, living superfoods.
Living superfood.
That's the one. That's the one. So all I can say is I don't know where I'm getting energy from. I do know where I'm getting energy from. It's living superfood.
Okay then.
All right, Ed.
All right. So listen, right? I want to give thanks to you, my brother.
Right.
All the way. Because I know you've been working tirelessly. We have to salute you. Salute you big time. Salute you and your team. Big up on your brethren, Colin, every single time.
Colin, Jeff.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful brother, Colin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Colin's a great guy.
Colin's a great man.
Plus we've got Jeff as well. Jeff, who actually I'm proud of, because Jeff actually now done his own stall. He makes his own jams. Beautiful.
See.
He ran out of the ginger jam. I was like, wow. So, and Jeff is also a student of Kiddies. Last year he came up here. Jeff got a book recipe, and he's making some things out of the book. And he had a stall, busy stall. So Kiddies leaving his mark. Leaving his mark. Definitely leave his mark. So definitely see you tomorrow. And
okay,
all I can say is we are so happy, fired up. We're gonna sign off now and wake up fresher tomorrow.
Okay then. Well, listen. Again, give thanks, my brother. Give thanks, because we have to give thanks in this time, and big up all those around you again. As I said, the team, the family, yeah, and me to go back far still, and we can't make it done. So you know what I mean.
Yep.
So so I want to give thanks every single time. See.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother Dougie. Thank you very much.
Love every time. Love every
Blessings.
time.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Greetings. Peace and love. Okay, then Harold the Angel just reason with us, and as he said that they still got some serious program going on still. I was told that to mention the next event was taking place, Find Your Voice event, and that is on the 15th of July. It's on a Sunday. See? And the time is from 4 to 8. We'll be talking about diabetes. We'll be talking about prostate, and we're talking about education. And it's a free event, right? But obviously, we're going to encourage people to book in advance. So we'll have some details where people can book in and come down. Cause obviously, we've got to be conscious of the numbers, see?
Yes.
And
yes.
things. So just leave me just to sign off now. And Les Brown says it would be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So
That's
it's
right.
all power to our people. See?
Okay. Well, blessing, Brother Dougie, and good night from me and the team. And we'll keep you posted about the tour. So, Brother Dougie, good night.
No cigarette smoking in my room. Yeah. I still want Marley. Bless FM radio, play good tune.